Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Jesse with the Loader Real Estate Group, and I'm here with another weekly real estate tip. So this week I want to talk about foreclosure properties. And the reason why I want to talk about foreclosures is because there's a huge misconception about foreclosures here in Canada. We all see these TV shows where people are picking up foreclosures for 100 grand under market value, and they're flipping the property and making a killing on their profits and things like that. But that doesn't exist up here in Canada. I get asked all the time, hey, do you know of any foreclosures coming up, or can you get access to a foreclosure list? Listen, foreclosures in Canada work just like any other property. So when a property goes into foreclosure, there's this whole process that happens up to the time when a foreclosure property will actually get listed. By the time it gets listed on MLS, a lot has happened. It's likely a year. It's been a year in the making at that point. And it gets listed on MLS just like every other property. So it's not like there's some super secret list of upcoming foreclosures that anybody can really get access to. If people are telling you that, it's nonsense. It really is. The banks in Canada have more of a fiduciary obligation to sell these properties at fair market value. They're actually legislated to sell properties at fair market value, where south of the border it's kind of more of the Wild West, and they pretty much do everything they want. I mean, there's so much less regulation with banks down there. I mean, anybody can open a bank essentially if you jump through the proper hoops down in the US. So it's very, very different. So depending on your lender, there are some differences in the foreclosure process. But from a buyer's perspective, if you want to buy a foreclosure, just first of all, you have much less control. A lot of times you're not even going to be able to pick your possession date. You're not going to get any, appliances included or anything like that, because the real estate is being foreclosed on, not the fridge and the stove and the washer and the dryer. Okay, so you're not going to get appliances included. They also don't warrant or guarantee anything. So what that means is if you're buying a townhouse off of just a seller, and you do your home inspection, you realize that the sump pump doesn't work, and maybe the seller didn't even know that, or something like that, you can ask the seller, hey, do you fix the sump pump, replace the sump pump, and we're still good here. In a foreclosure, the banks are not going to do that, right? So you have to buy it as is, and you have to fill out a ton of paperwork that says that, right? So you have no protection and no legal recourse should something go wrong afterwards. Even after a home inspection, sometimes there are things that will come up that an inspector or anybody can't predict or can't see behind a wall, things like that. So you never know. You have to, it's a lot more risky to buy a foreclosure, and you're not really getting a good deal whatsoever. So unless the property is right for you, I wouldn't purposely be looking for foreclosures. If you happen to come across one that matches all of your criteria and checks off all the boxes, fantastic. You can still negotiate them. Sometimes that takes a little bit longer, but you can still negotiate them, and you might get a pretty decent deal, but you're not going to pay significantly less for a foreclosure than its counterpart who is just owned by an individual. So anyways, there's a quick little tip on foreclosures up here north of the border. Not like you see on HGTV or anything like that. It's not that sexy. It's not that good of a deal. But once in a while it can work out. So if you have any questions about the foreclosure process or anything else, please feel free to reach out. Hope everybody has a great day. We'll talk to you later.